So he ordered all these different steaks and had them sliced up so we could all taste them. And he was also ordering the wine. And we didn't notice, but the wine he was ordering were $400 bottles. And he got most of the way through the meal and through most of this wine. And then it's the only time I've ever seen somebody do this like they do it in the movies, that he just collapsed in his food.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely passed out.
Oh, no.
And he was ushered outside by some friends and he disappeared. And then they brought the bill and we realized he'd been ordering $400 bottles of wine all night and the bill was nearly $4,000. And there were a few of us that probably could have managed to handle this, but there were a couple of young people there that were like interns at the conference, and it really wasn't going to be fair on them to ask them to pay their share of the bill. So I went and had a word with the manager, who was a little bit English, and I said, listen, old chap, I know you make a big markup on those expensive bottles of wine. Surely we can come to some arrangement here. And we did. And Jerry never came back. When I mentioned this to Mark Mothersbaugh a little when I next saw him, and he said, oh, Jerry's always pulling that stunt. No, it's his favorite thing. He passes out in his food, gets taken out, and he just never comes back before the bill shows up.
Well played, Jerry Cassell.
Yeah, that's a good story. Yeah, no, Alex would probably know this, but yeah, Mark and I used to kind of go, oh wait, should we go to dinner with Jerry? Let's see, there's 50% chance it'll be really great, and there's a 50% chance something could go really wrong. Let's stay home,
Well, he cooked for us and it was really
Yeah,
good.
no, he's good at that. No, he's much better now. So if it was recent, Dean, it was a good experience. Those were the old days.
Correct.
So somebody needs to fill me in here. I have not watched this movie since about the week that it came out. And in the end of the years, it seems to have grown into something of a cult classic. Can
It
anybody
has.
explain this phenomenon?
I think we had a little help from Mike Sims.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I saw the movie streaming on Amazon 3 years ago, and I tried to find it on video, and it wasn't even available on DVD. So I was like, what is this injustice, and why have I never seen this movie? And of course, canon, I guess, fell apart right as the movie came out, so it never got a proper release. So I started lobbying all the Rockula fans from all over the internet to get together and lobby, who was it? Scream Factory, Shout Factory, that finally put out the Blu-ray. And here we are all today. Dean and Tawny and Luca, we're all on the Blu-ray. Hilary Bercovici's on his way in. He was on there, did a commentary. So yeah, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of people out there. I would go as far as to say perhaps even thousands, since the Blu-ray sold over 5,000 copies by now. Hey, there's Hill. Hey, Hill.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hilary.
And let me
I'm
move.
just talking to them about the
I have
Blu-ray
too-
release.
I have too many screens here. Ah, okay.
The truth of the matter is that what we concocted collectively, because it was really a collective effort. I mean, everybody bought into it. You know, Pam and Jefery and you guys. I mean, we created this little wacky fucking movie and everybody bought into the comedy, and everybody bought into taking the vampire trope and turning it on its head, and everybody just bought into it and gave it their all. Everybody, Bo Diddley, everybody, you know, and it was a movie that has been written about, really sort of captured sort of like an era, but it wasn't for that generation. It was way too kooky and way too quirky and way too dorky. It was dorky. It was really dorky. You know what I mean? Everybody in it was a dork, and it was for a future generation of fans to rediscover this movie. Because I remember when we screened it at the 5-Star Theater, it was kind of like, you know, the hoi polloi of the hip crowd, you know, came to see it and was like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck did we just watch, you know? but I think it was like only much later did people really discover the charm and the, I don't know, the charm and the really offbeat sense of humor, and it grew over time. It really just grew over time into something that I don't know, I can't talk for Jefery, but I couldn't imagine it. You know what I mean? It really was amazing that people were here 30 years
Yeah,
later.
we're averaging
You know what I
a
mean?
new review or from a blogger or vlogger or podcast, one a month. I'd say we're averaging at this point, of just people out there who've discovered this movie and love to talk about it. You know, it keeps
That's
growing. It's like the
crazy.
Rocky Horror Picture Show of the '80s. You know.
Yeah, there we go.
Laser disc.
Hey.
Oh, you've got the
Cassandra,
laser
you
disc?
recognize
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Oh, geez.
The laser disc is awesome.
My,
The laser disc actually has all of the in other words, like the way we originally mixed it in the 5.1, that's on the laser disc the way we mixed it, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
on
an
obviously
alternate soundtrack on the Blu-ray, right?
well, I don't know that they got. I haven't. I have the Blu-ray and I have my Blu-ray player, and they're sitting there waiting to be plugged in. But you know, I had, when I was, back in those days, I was working at a studio called the Enterprise, and they had a laser disc in every room. And so I actually, let me throw the Rockula laser disc in, and they were true to the mix. Because when I mixed, did the music mix and surrounding stuff on Rockula, I was spreading shit to the 5.1, which you lose on the VHS.
Yeah.
Like all that shit is gone.
ah,
I think what came across in Rockula is that everybody was 100% committed to this
Right.
lunacy. Nobody was faking it, right? And I think that came across in everybody was in it and lived it and made it what it was. And I think that comes across in the product, and I think that's one of the things, because yeah, it's dorky as fuck, but there's this thing that comes across that is sort of intangible, and that's what attracts people to it,
It's funny because I'm at work one day and one of the scientists that I work with comes up to me and says, you're in my favorite movie. What are you talking about? He says, Rockula. I love that. And it's just like, wow, it's just like the type of people that get attracted.
weird.
And you can just, anyone on the street just is like, this is like amazing where this thing has gone, and what the audiences that have seen this is just amazing. The amount and the diversity of people that actually love this movie is incredible. It's incredible.
No, I've heard people say that. I'm not like just online, that it's like their favorite movie. I guess it's just a perfect escape.
When Thomas and when the big sword fight, the big ham bone, sword fight, and Thomas goes,
Yes.
it was brilliant. It was just brilliant, It was little things like that.
Luca allowed us, just to do absolutely crazy shit, right? It's like,
I demanded
when
it.
me and Dean were doing
Demanded it. I
Rockula.
demanded crazy shit. I didn't allow it. I demanded crazy
Exactly.
Saw that.
Like the voices in Rapula,
Yeah.
right? Like, what the fuck was that?
Right.
That was just something me and Dean cooked up,
No,
because we could.
The
Why
whole
not?
concept of Rapula to begin with. I mean, everything about Rapula.
Right.
my Penn Jillette told me that one of his favorite couplets in music is, you can read the commentary by William Sapphire. He's
He's a DJ.
the
Right.
DJ on
Yeah.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Is one of his favorite couplets. That- I'm proud.
I mean, that's a
And that was a
testament
reach
this
out to
movie,
the
right?
people
Penn
who-
Jillette has seen Rockula. I mean, come on.
Well, he's the one He's the one who gave me he bought this. I had met him like in '88.
Talking about Penn and Teller? Is that who that is?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he saw this and he goes, "Oh, I like that guy. I'm going to buy this movie." And he got the Laserdisc, and then he just sent it to me because he got Luca's. Often one of his directions to me, just whisper in my ear, "More Lewis factor."
Yes, the Lewis factor.
Because
Light.
Lewis.
Oh,
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry. Ah.
Yeah. So
Well,
I did what I could.
I was really excited that when Jeff asked me about what do you think that the visiting kids could be into, and I'm like, oh my God, they will love that. That was really great for me that I got to have the girls.
And
come.
they were so great. Scarlett and Alex and Autumn were just so awesome. And that whole night and that whole sequence, I mean, it was
The glue.
yeah, they were the glue.
They were in a band called The Visiting
Yeah, my
Kids.
band, my band,
Yeah.
Visiting
Oh,
Kids.
oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so Jeff asked me, if they could come on board, and I was like, oh, they would love that. I just have to ask the
Wow.
moms.
Wow.
Yeah, they ended up being a huge, very memorable part of the movie. The na 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 United State of Beat is so
I know,
catchy.
Jeff, I was trying to remember the United State of Beat song. I know that's a good song.
I actually
Jeff.
had somebody, some Rockula fan page on Facebook, like find me on Facebook, and he's like, "Are you the Autumn Kimble?"
That was
Oh,
me.
wow.
I'm sorry if I
Visiting
creeped you
kids?
out.
And I
I'm
was
sorry.
it's like, that might have been me. Yeah, that's me. So it was really cool. I had, I don't know, it was, I had such a great time filming that movie. It
And-
was so much fun.
And it just
How yeah, she had a picture of the visiting kids, Autumn and Alex, of our interview magazine on her refrigerator, and Jeff said, "I know Nancye Ferguson," and so then I auditioned for the part, and then Pam came over, as costume designer, and we've been best friends ever since.
Aw.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
That's sweet.
Yes.
Speaking
So it came out of Rockula.
speaking of the costumes, folks, I have a special treat for you.
Oh, wow.
Is that Campbell?
Oh, my gosh.
Is that Campbell?
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
That's so
wow,
cool.
that's so awesome.
And of course, in true pandemic style, no pants.
Oh my God. Okay, that is my so far.
That's it.
Leave it to Thomas to
Thomas, you
steal the
totally rock
show.
Yeah, that's so perfect.
Oh, my God.
What? Why didn't I think about wearing underwear for this?
Thomas, you have my
Funny.
favorite scene in the movie. I crack up every single time. You're in the bathroom trying to get your peg leg to fit on right, and you slip and fall, and you say, "God damn it!" It's so freaking funny.
My favorite experience with Thomas was we were so we had to do the Stanley's Death Park commercial that has the fast paced come to Stanley, Stan's the man, and
Oh, yeah.
we're already in production, right? So already in production because of course, why on earth would we have that done in pre-production? And so I get to the set, and Thomas we've got a little cassette recorder, and he just hums, this is the tempo, and he sings all the harmony parts separately into a cassette recorder, and then says, "Here, make something with that," right? And I took it back, and everything was freaking perfect, And so I was able to stitch the commercial music together,
Well,
I mean,
talk
how many
about
people can
iconic.
do that?
Or Tony
One of
Basil.
my happy showbiz memories is when we finished shooting All of the King is Back. We're walking back to our dressing rooms, and Bo Diddley was behind me with Susan Terrell, and he said to Susan, he goes, "This movie might be good after all." So, cool.
Oh my God, we do have to talk a little bit about Susan.
Oh, I love
just-
Susan.
I know. So the late Susan Terrell. Yeah, I also became really close friends with her. She was, while everything was going on and all the magic on the outside of the trailer, she was doing her one-woman show for me on the inside of her trailer and just dripping with talent. And I was like, oh my God, I have to help you get this made. And I did whatever I could. And I don't know if anybody saw that, but that was pretty remarkable. But yeah, the fact that we had her wonderful spirit as well. She was oozing with everything all the time during the shoot.
The trailer was next to mine.
Oh,
And I heard, yeah. And I don't have a lot of memories from that shoot. I don't know why, but I do remember her making some kind of other noises.
oh yeah. Tawny, there was plenty of sex going on. It wasn't with me. No.
No, but she liked that blue blocker guy.
Yeah.
Remember the blue blocker?
Right.
Yeah. They were up to, I mean, it was interesting.
I think there was a lot of romance going on during that shoot. No, I wasn't part of any of it, but there was a lot of romance going on.
Yeah.
Dane, do you remember Dane? Do you remember you and I used to be neighbors?
Oh.
We lived on Kling Street in Studio City.
Oh, no, I don't want to.
Me?
Yeah.
I never lived on Kling Street.
You didn't live on Kling
Oh,
Street?
was that David?
Dave,
Oh no, he lived on Fruitland.
I
he
thought
Cheers, guys. Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy
Yeah.
I can't get around this 30-year idea, so I'm just gonna say happy anniversary because I mean 30 years. I can't. That's crazy. I don't understand. Where did the time go?
Yeah, exactly.
Where did
It
it
went
go?
Pull out my old costume and try it all on, but I can guarantee that's not gonna fit. 30 years later.
Alex, Mark just asked me if I wanted he found a box of all these visiting kids outfits, and at first I said yes, and I said, you know what, give it to Alex and Ursula for their kids.
Right, they're the only ones that would fit into those at this point.
I don't know.
Well, I do have to say
Those
that I was so stoked at how Pamela made me look. Like my clothes in Rockula are just classic. I mean, everybody's was, but it was just so much fun to wear her creativity. You know what I mean?
Costuming was absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant.
the costuming made the movie.
Like, I think where it really became really apparent is when we started seeing like the assembly of Rockula, right? Because when you're shooting it, you've got 17 million things you're dealing with it. When you start seeing stuff assembled and you realize that the costuming is what knitted the insanity together.
Yeah,
and also,
totally.
that it was shot so beautifully, and comedies were usually just really flat and basic, but John and Luca really made this.
Yeah, John Schwartzman.
Oh, yeah.
God bless him. I haven't talked to John in a long time.
I wish he was
But-
here because he was a big
Yeah.
part of the movie. I really believe
Yeah,
that.
he sure was.
He's totally brilliant. Yeah, he's great. I was thinking about all the memories, and I just had this really fond memory of when we all were going crazy on the stage for the last scene, and I just remember looking over and seeing Jeff with his long hair covering his full face, playing it, and it just makes me so happy. We were just like all crazy at the end, just insane.
Jeff says they talked to John.
And then just to sort of cap it off, Thomas played like a full set at the rap party. I mean, how awesome was that?
Oh,
yeah.
Be a
was
fly
that?
on that wall. Wow.
Didn't we shoot the last scene at the
Oh.
rap party? Like, I thought, no.
I think maybe we did, or I don't remember if we.
I thought there was something where we did the last scene, and then we had the rap party afterwards. Because it was it was a big. I just that's what I.
Yeah, we have
thought
to
I
leave it
remember
to the youngest members to have the best memories at this point.
Yeah.
Right. You guys remember Diddley barbecuing for us?
Yes.
Yes.
Dean talks about it on the
Yeah.
Blu-ray. That's so cool that he did that.
Can I ask a question? Because this is bugging me. In the scene where Tony Basil's dancing and she's having the dance off with the break dancer, is that guy from the movie Break-In?
No.
Oh, Rick.
That is Crescendo Ward. The guy from the movie Break-In is actually a friend of mine now because of Rockula. It's the strangest thing. I asked him if he was the guy in Rockula, and he said, no, but you're a really good writer. Would you like to help me write my autobiography? And I said, sure. So we've been friends ever since. It's crazy. He appears in Earth Girls Are Easy. If you watch the movie Earth Girls Are Easy, he's in that.
I
He
remember.
was in Earth Girls Are Easy. Oh
Yeah,
my-
he does a dance off with.
I was in
Damon Wayans.
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Really?
Wow.
I was in Earth Girls Are Easy.
What? Get out of here.
Yeah, I was in
Crescendo
that
Ward.
movie.
He's the guy who dances against Damon Wayans in that.
I was in that movie too. I played an alien in the dream sequence. I'm bouncing on a pogo ball in the middle of the street, like just some random scene. And then there's another scene I'm out, but I'm not an alien. I'm just bouncing on the pogo ball again. But yeah, it was another one of those awesome movies I can say that I was in.
Yeah,
I worked with
Horror
Julie
is a
Brown.
Small world. It really is.
I did the the record that they used some of that stuff up. And I was at there was a club on Lincoln where they shot a lot of that stuff. And I was down there for a couple of days with Julie. But yeah, Julie Brown, brilliant comedy lunatic.
Yeah, she was on MTV for a while. I
But
loved her.
She's the best. And Scarlett actually was saying that, Tony's one of her idols. So she was like, wanted to say that. But yeah, her choreography is brilliant. She
Brilliant.
is, an amazing, original, one of a kind, brilliant person.
She pretty much invented modern
Well,
blackout.
and she's still going at it. She's still an amazing dancer.
For everybody, doing that Quentin Tarantino film was great.
Yeah.
She did a great job on that.
Wow.
She too threw herself completely into it. I mean, the night, even like the little things, like the little dance off that she did on the dance floor that was completely impromptu. It wasn't scripted. I mean, she made the most of it and really brought herself to it so completely, absolutely, freely and fully. It was just marvelous.
It looked like she hit Thomas pretty good a couple of times during the Madame Benoit scene.
Love that scene. Such a great scene.
Benoit.
So Thomas, you haven't seen this.
See it. It sounds like it did.
You should see it. It's a very silly movie, but it has such a heart to it, and everybody sells it so well that it's just, I don't know, it's so endearing. It's just an endearing, lovely, funny, stupid movie. I don't know, and I don't mean stupid in the pejorative, but it's a story about dorks and coming to terms with one's dorkness, and I mean, like the little things that we accomplished that we were so proud of, the mirror sets and having the mirror sets and having Dean being able to run around the set and be in another as the camera moved over. And it was like the little things that almost go unnoticed because they're so seamless, and it was just, and we were so proud of ourselves.
Yeah, all that stuff was done practically, right? It was all, there was
Yes, exactly.
No CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, no CGI. I don't. The one CGI is the lightning bolts when Elvis
Hey, there's
comes
Pamela.
out of
Oh,
the
right.
air, right?
Big budget. That was a big
Your
budget.
relationship with yourself from the mirror was my favorite part of that whole movie. It really was. Like,
Right.
it was such a
Mirror
a
around.
subtle
yeah.
part of the movie, but for me, it was like the biggest part of the movie. I just loved it.
Nancye,
Everyone-
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay!
I loved making that movie so much, you
You
guys.
sound like Kip Wing.
And Thomas, seeing you in your suit
Yeah.
is incredible.
Incredible.
Dean, you were amazing. I loved dressing you and Tawny. And Luca, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know there had to be different sets of
Dude, you made-
wardrobe.
You
Thank you for
me-
tolerating that.
Humble
made an
beginnings.
impression on my life from that point forward. I mean, you're an amazing designer, but you really kicked my imagination open stylistically because of how you.
Well, you were
dressed.
so easy to dress. I mean, my God.
You-
It was fun.
But really, it's like I can't stress. I know I'm sort of like beating this over a lot, but to take that Rockula concept, the concept of what the movie was, and to have that expressed in these wonderful, incredible clothes
Right.
that took it out of, it kept it grounded in a certain sense, but it like took it into a different sort of magical realm,
Thank you.
know. And I'm not overselling. I
What
don't.
the fuck I was doing. So that was a
Well,
good thing.
Always
Yeah.
That
years
worked.
ago about
Yeah.
about
I remember that little tiny outfit you put me in for the.
Thank you
tune.
so
Oh
much
God,
for
you
that.
you
And
so
I was
amazing.
like, okay, I'm naked, and I was freaking out. And I remember Luca's coming up to me, and he's like, "You're fine." I'm like, "No, I don't think so. I don't think I it's just, I don't think I can do this, you know." And you just got in my ear, and you were like, "Get the fuck out
Because
there!"
you
and
looked so
turn me on.
amazing. I mean, you
Do it.
looked so
I love
amazing.
Tawny. I love that you were like the total like rock sex kitten, and I was like buttoned up like totally,
Yeah, we were the opposite.
like in suits and ties and like the exact.
God. That outfit was really scary to me. And I had
You
to
killed
Yeah.
it.
shape my booty. But no,
You
it was Luca musing through me because I was frozen in fear. And I remember saying to Pamela, like, "I don't think I look good in this outfit. I don't think I can do this. I don't." You were like, "No, you look great." I'm like, I just didn't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
rocked it.
I
You
wouldn't have
rocked
let
it
you
so
go out
hard.
there in anything you didn't look good in.
Tawny, just so you know, when I was on set with you were like the most beautiful woman when I was little. I was like, and I'm Alex. I think we all felt the same about you. I was in
Oh my
awe
God,
of
Alex,
how
in
beautiful you were.
autumn. I can't
And
believe that's
And that one
true.
scene of you like singing in the rain, like it
Oh,
was
that's a
like
good
the
that's-
best.
segue. Dean, you got that
By my
video?
side.
Yeah.
You got that
I
video?
do.
Well,
Hey, so they got together and did a
we have a
reboot.
special performance.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you guys. Oh, are we gonna do it now?
Yay.
Yeah, check it out.
Oh my God. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Tawny.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Here we are. Many lifetimes later.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
Rockula Unplugged for your
Yeah.
enjoyment.
Yeah. Yeah. So if anybody wants to make a remake, you know, we're still alive. So
To
we're
talk
good.
you out of it.
And it's never gonna happen. Never say never.
Never say never.
So it's Halloween and it's the anniversary of the Great Rockula.
Right.
It's a lot
And
of fun.
we finished shooting on Halloween, didn't we? We wrapped on a Halloween.
You have a really good memory, but if that's true, then
It's true.
super rad. Yeah, so this is going out to all of you lovely Rockulite fans, and It's,
Without further ado.
without further ado.
In the dark and deepest shadows, well hid from the light of day, I wait for the perfect moment to show me the way.
Like the flame of a candle burning, like a tear when it hits the floor, like the passion locked inside me. Open the door. I say, open the door.
It was always this way from the start. Now I'm asking you to surrender your heart.
You made me wait forever. My hope had almost died. Stop the world from turning when you were by my side. With the wars I've waged behind me, with your love there to remind me. When hearts on fire collide, I can't lose with you by my side. In the night, you're the star that guides me, and it feels like 1,000 years since I first felt these emotions, first felt these tears.
If you call, I'll be the answer. If you need, I'll be desire. If you're cold, I'll be there to warm you. I'll be the heat. I'll be the fire.
It was always this way from the start. Now I'm asking you to surrender your heart. You made me wait forever. My hope had almost died. Stop the world from turning when you were by my side. With the wars I've waged behind me, with your love there to remind me. When hearts on fire collide, I can't lose with you by my side.
Lost in a love that lasts forever.
From the ends of the earth and right into heaven.
And if I'm dreaming, don't wake me.
If it's love, then take me.
Nothing can stop us now.
Destiny found you somehow. When hearts on fire collide, I can't lose with you by my side. You by my side.
You by my side.
When hearts on fire collide, I can't lose with you by my side.
Oh,
That was fun.
Tawny.
See you guys on the next anniversary.
Well, see you in 30
Stay
years.
safe.
Drive fast. Take chances.
Yeah. Be reckless.
Yeah. And,
Oh.
and scene.
Autumn, I can't believe that's you, honey.
Hi.
Hi. And
We did-
Alex,
I
you
know,
got the little babies.
I know, and Pam, everybody, I just want to tell you, Alex, who and Autumn, but Alex especially has been in front of at least 3,000 people live on stage when she was 6 years old. I had to totally nudge her. I'm too shy to be on this. And here she is. So yeah, so she
It was such a
yeah.
a great time. I mean, Nancye, that's where I met you, my
I know, I was
bestie.
telling them the story.
I was a fan.
So
Yeah, I
cool.
read about that in an interview that Nancye did about Twin Peaks. They asked her how she got into the industry, and it was kind of like, yeah, Pam Skaist said I should be in this Rockula thing, so that's where it all started. And wow.
Well, it started because I had a picture of Nancye on my refrigerator from Interview magazine. And Jeff said, I know that girl. Do you want to meet her? And I was like, yeah.
Wow.
And that was
Wow.
Yeah, Nancye, Alex, and I have gone. We go way, way back. We were very little when we all got together and visiting kids, and yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I miss it. I miss those days.
They were amazing. And I have to say, Dean and Thomas Dolby, I was so intimidated to costume you guys because I didn't know what I was doing. And I thought, oh my God, they're going to find out I'm a fraud. And
I remember just refusing to wear short pants.
yes.
Remember that? You wanted me to wear short
You looked amazing in everything. You were so fun to dress.
It was the best I've ever looked in anything. So thank you.
I don't know about that, but I can't wait to see the movie again. We have to watch it tonight.
So I keep trying to say this. So about 8 years ago, Alamo Drafthouse, for some reason, decided to play 3 of my movies, and one of them was Rockula up in San Francisco in a big theater on
So
screen.
amazing.
And it looked beautiful. But the people there, I mean, I think it was the last one they showed, and it was late. But
Yeah.
everybody stayed and they loved the movie, and it was really heartwarming because, I think it was released in one theater, I think in my hometown in Oklahoma, maybe.
Wow.
But I'd never seen it other than that screening where everyone was just like, this is not cool. But, 20-something years later, people loved it. And
I think it should be the new Rocky Horror Picture Show. Somebody has to get that to happen.
It is. It's the Rocky Horror of the 80s, definitely.
Yep. So
It was like such a crazy car that you were
Monsters
in.
The Munsters car.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes,
That was
I remember
sad
that.
cut. I love that. I love the Munster Star scene.
Yeah. I was trying to remember images of things that we did together, and that one came up, and I was like, I was very fond of that scene.
What
with
was the
you.
name of the band that in Thomas's dialogue?
Marvin Gaye
Marvin
and the
and the-
Monkey Shines.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye
That was
and
the
Monkey
great-
Shines, yeah.
Yeah, that was the great thing about Rockula is there was any number of last minute script changes, and they just whatever lunacy came to mind just made it on film. And I don't know that did anyone ever actually do like once the film is cut, they actually go and actually correct the script. There's a name for it. I can't remember.
Continuity.
Check
I
it
have
out.
the screenplay.
Dean has the script.
I still have the script.
Wow.
What?
I saved all the scripts.
We've been looking for that, dude.
Yeah. Hey, Dean,
We've all,
can you like send a copy out, like
Oh my god.
like scan it and send a soft copy
I'll
out
just-
to
I'll have
like
a
everybody?
copy sent out.
Okay, that would be
I'll copy
so
your soft
awesome.
copy. I want to scan it. I don't want to give it.
Yeah,
I'll
just
Hey Jeffrey, Dean has a copy of the script.
yeah, scan it.
I'm pretty sure I do. I've saved all the scripts.
Can you somehow email me a copy of it in whatever form, or if you send it to me, I'll have it scanned and I'll send it back to you.
Okay.
Someone wants to make a musical, is why we need it.
Oh my
On
god,
Wednesday.
I knew it.
yeah, Broadway musical.
They want to do a theater version.
Oh my
So
god.
the guy wanted a script. The guy is the producer.
I could totally
Okay.
see Rockula
Absolutely.
Broadway.
Right?
Yeah, it was-
Right?
No, we see it totally on Broadway. That's the goal. It would be off. This guy's in Boston, so it'd be off Broadway first, but it could completely be on Broadway.
I did a has-been autograph convention called Rockula. There was a Rockula convention.
Rockula Horror Expo, yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Dean,
that.
you'll have to send me your emails. I want to send you pictures of my birthday. You were the best sport. You danced with all the kids. We had like dance off. It was for my birthday party. It was the best thing in the world.
Oh.
Is this when you were a
Uh-huh.
kid or?
This was last year. It was last year, Dean.
Yeah,
cool.
you were.
Yeah,
I remember
definitely
you.
remember last
You
year.
were. You were just. You were the best thing in the world. I was introducing you as my best friend and my friends. Like, it was the best thing.
Please, enough. Enough.
I'll have to send you. I'll have to get your email and
Okay.
send you pictures. It was great.
That's funny.
Cool.
Well, for
All right.
much as we thought Tawny was the most gorgeous thing in the entire world, I think we all had a crush on Dean.
Oh, absolutely.
He was the cutest thing in the world. So
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, what
You guys
happened?
all still look pretty
Honey.
amazing. It's
No,
been
man.
30 years. 30 years. Can you believe it? You guys all still look like incredible. I want to smoke whatever you're smoking or drink whatever you're drinking because, wow.
Before Rockula was even cast, me and Luca and Jeff had a discussion, and it was either going to be, we're either going to find singers who can act or actors who can sing. So one of us is going to get the short end of the stick.
Right.
You know, and we ended up, you know, no, both ends of the stick were the long ends of the stick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, we were so lucky that came through because none of us had a nightmare. I mean, I'd done enough work with the actors who can sing thing, and I'm trying to, like, in my mind going, no, it's going to be okay. Everything will be okay. You know, it'll be fine. It won't be like all the other fucking actors who came into this.
Yeah. I remember in those days, it wasn't like there was a lot of just recording studios. You know, it was like different. Now you can record yourself on your phone or whatever. And I had to go to like a mall where you, like
Right.
my audition tape was like, well, I don't even think it was a video of me, but it was like a mall where they had this station set up where I could pick a song, and I think I picked a Tiffany song, right?
It was like karaoke. They had these places where it was like karaoke, but you
Yeah,
could
and then so I did karaoke and recorded myself, and that was my audition, my pre-audition.
We need to find that.
Going back to what
That was you know,
Going back to
running
what-
just as fast as you can, holding on to one another's hand.
I think
That
we're
was the
alone
song
now.
that
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, dig around the attic, see if you can find that.
Yeah.
We'll post that.
I couldn't believe that I got cast kind of like off of that kind of silliness because, you know, you're like in a mall.
Oh, well, here's a
Okay.
fun fact. So a few years later, I did a movie with Emilio Estevez, and I said, because I know Paula Abdul was sort of in consideration.
For my part, yeah, my
lead.
part.
Yeah, and I said,
for the lead, for the lead.
Oh,
for the lead.
Oh,
For the lead.
And so we were talking and one night, and I said, yeah, she was supposed to do this movie, and I did, and it never happened. And he goes, oh, you dodged a bullet, my friend.
Oh.
Although she did have, I was in love with that record, which had not come out yet. And I played it for Luca. I got a tape of it somehow, her debut album. And she came in and she really wanted to do the film. And Luca heard the record and we both agreed we thought it was going to be a giant hit. And but Menachem Golan hated her.
Wow.
And so that's how things.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's how Hollywood works. I mean,
be sitting here with Paula Abdul.
Or
Yeah,
not.
but you know, it
Or
probably
not.
wouldn't have worked out with her on the set with Tony Basil. I don't think that would have
Yeah,
worked
probably-
out with two choreographers, though, right?
Oh, that's
that's
funny.
awesome.
Well, we would have just
Oh, no,
had
yeah.
her play
No,
both
we-
parts.
the deal with her was going to be she was going to do the choreography. We hadn't cast Tony yet, so
Oh, okay.
so yeah, she would have been the choreographer of the film
Do you
as
know-
well.
So, Jeff, that I never knew this. Like, nobody ever told me that it was a Paula Abdul factor at all in this movie, that she was considered or anything for like 20 years. You told me that,
and not
Jeff, when we connected.
but not just Paula Abdul. I think we had talked to Jane Weedland too.
Yeah.
Well,
Jane
that
Weedland
was
in-
my part. I don't know.
Anyway, it all worked
Right.
out really well.
Yeah.
So things
Yeah,
worked out well.
exactly.
Wow, a musical.
Cheap Trick
You got to
once
make
said
that
every-
happen. I'm going to work my internet magic and make that happen however I can, because that would be amazing. Rockula the
It
musical.
would be fun.
Hey, can you guys forgive me
And-
for this, but Slinky, what did you play in the movie?
Where'd he go?
Come on, can I hear you?
I didn't play anything.
Oh,
I'm
He's my
friends with
my
Mike.
best internet friend. Yeah,
Oh, you're friends with Mike.
he was here to
There
back
you
me
go.
up.
Slinky's a
and
fan.
One of my other great joys in showbiz was when we had Rodney Bingenheimer.
Oh, in
on
the,
the line.
in the walkthrough.
And Luca was like, what should we have him say? And I go, have him say I was the seventh Beatle.
Oh, that's
And so that
great.
because he was always like, I'm the fifth Beatle.
How did Rodney, how did that even happen? By the way.
yeah, how did that happen?
I
I don't
imagine
know,
there was a
but-
party
you know-
involved at some point.
Yeah. I
We-
don't know, but
we had-
Rodney.
Look
Oh,
at
yeah, you
that
can go
happened.
ahead.
How did Rodney? How did? Oh no! Nancy, didn't you know Rodney?
It
I
might have
called
been
him.
me.
I
Yeah,
cold called
because
him.
it wasn't me.
I cold called him, and he liked
Right,
visiting kids,
right,
and I said,
right.
"Visiting kids is you want to be in a scene with visiting
Yes.
kids." I remember because he had the Rodney Bingenheimer show at that
Right.
time.
So Rodney actually loved visiting kids so much. He
Yeah, I cold called.
yeah, he played our songs on the radio when you weren't allowed to play songs on the radio when you didn't have a record deal, and he just did it on what was it, K-Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah,
K-Rock,
so
yeah.
he was a big fan of the band, so I think that's how it came to be.
And
Yeah.
There was this band called the Angry Samoans, which was a punk band
Oh,
in the early 80s.
I remember that.
They had a song about Rodney, which was not flattering at all. And I asked him, so we were just hanging out, and I said, so what do you think of that Angry Samoan song? And he just walked away from me. It's like, oh, there you go. It's a great song, but
I mean,
not
there was a couple of, I mean, outside of Rodney, there was a Tequila Mockingbird was in the movie.
Drew Steele from the Surf Punks, right?
When
In the hallway.
Tequila Mockingbird was in, she wasn't in the hallway. When Ralph and Tawny had split up and he's on his own and he was in, where was that place on Hollywood Boulevard?
The club with the downstairs.
The club downstairs,
Rush?
right? He was, wait. Pleasant. It was Pleasant Geeman. It was Pleasant.
I remember the club. I forget the name.
Raji's.
Oh, was that the band
Yeah, it
that
was
was playing
Raji's.
in the
It was
background?
Raji's. Yeah.
Oh wow, I always wondered about
And,
that.
and,
Okay.
and also Drew Steele. Was it Drew Steele from the Surf
Yeah,
Punks?
Drew Steele. Yes,
That was-
absolutely.
He had a spider. That's his spiderweb guitar.
Yes.
What
Yes. And actually his jacket, the green jacket, the green leather jacket was also Drew.
Right. And that guitar, when we were taking the photo, I said, the worst poster would be this.
Thank you, Dean. Thanks so much for
Thanks,
that.
Dean.
At least it didn't end up on the Blu-ray, right?
The other really fun, I had this other fond memory, Dean, of when you took off my glasses and said, "You got this." You know, when I had to get on the stage, I just loved that. There was just so much fondness there. It was so sweet. I remember I was thinking of, because I haven't seen it also.
I haven't seen it in a long
since
time.
we were.
That's a
I
great
actually want to
scene.
watch it
Yeah.
now.
I know, I do too.
Yeah. Well, I had to watch the video to relearn the song when Dean and so I had to watch that, but you know, it's pretty campy. It's a pretty campy flick. It's very campy.
But it was sincerely campy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's so
There's no-
entertaining. Yeah, and Thomas, I have to say again, man, you and that ham bone. That is so. And then Dean, he's like talking about I remember he says to Nancye in the green room before she goes on in the movie. And he goes, yeah, just get out there and do whatever it is.
Yeah, you know that song.
Right.
Yeah.
That song, that thing you do. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that scene.
Yeah,
I know. And Tawny, I would just remember us being in the car together, and I'm like going, so do you want to go over what we're gonna do? And you're like, I just need to concentrate. I just gotta focus right now. I'm like, okay, whatever, we're good. I just remembered that too. Like
I was doing some kind of weird Meisner method of breathing a lot.
Right. I was like, anything you need, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And you're like, I'm just gonna focus. And I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the I mean, I basically got off the bus and got cast in this movie. I had hardly any experience. It was kind of like overwhelming, but I had an acting teacher at the time. It was like Meisner method where you breathe a lot and you repeat a lot and all that stuff. So I remember being on the set and being like, maybe this is a little outlandish because people are looking at me. Like I go over to the corner and be like, doing all that stuff to like be in my body because it was an otherworldly experience.
So Tawny,
really
were you more or less the only person that was sort of cast through like central casting and an agent and stuff? Was everybody else word of mouth?
Quite possibly.
I think
how did Dean get cast in the movie?
I think Alex and I got hired because we
He
were
was a star.
visiting
He was a star.
kids.
He did summer school. Everybody knew who Dean was at the time.
Did you guys write the part for Dean, or did you guys write the part and then find
I just
Dean?
went and met with them, and it was the first movie I'd been offered without having to audition, which was cool.
Yeah.
But
I can't even remember. I don't remember how we found Dean. We just saw him and we said, "This guy's perfect."
Yeah.
And I forgot, Luca. What did we see that he was in that convinced us just to offer him the movie without an audition?
I don't think I remember him walking in to meet us, and it was his look. It was his look and the way he was, and we knew the eyebrows. But we'd heard we knew that he played. We knew that he played music.
Right. He played music. Yeah, that was a big part of the whole deal.
So Dean, my wife Kathleen reminded me that one of his first Halloweens, our son Graham had seen Rockula and decided that his costume needed to be a Rockula costume. And she dug up a photo for me, and I'm going to share it with you guys right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Is that like
That's fantastic.
Oh,
That's outstanding.
that's the winning.
Wow, Thomas, that's awesome.
Thomas, there's
So
a great.
awesome.
I recently the clip with you and David Bowie doing Heroes that's on YouTube is fantastic, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That-
So I want to see that.
That show, it
I've
was
been in a real
really
Bowie mood
wonderful.
lately.
What?
I've been in a Bowie mood lately.
Yeah, I've been going through a lot of it since he passed, and Thomas played keyboards. There's a clip that on YouTube of Heroes that's really great with Thomas.
I didn't know. I'm so excited.
Will you send that to
Wait, are
me?
you talking about at Live Aid, or are you talking about since?
Yeah, I think it was that live. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I also I did a sort of homage to that day recently because I found an old camera that I had with me the day of Live Aid at Wembley. And I thought, wow, if I can get this developed, it might have some good
Ah.
stuff on there. And it had some shots that I took. This is amazing that I took when we were flying into Wembley Stadium in a helicopter. And Bowie, who is an absolute sweetheart in real life, was terrified of flying. So for the 10 minutes or 12 minutes we were in a helicopter going from Battersea Heliport to Wembley, he was an absolute diva. And he was swearing at the pilot and he was chain smoking and so on. And I have one of the shots is a shot out of the window banking into Wembley Stadium, and Bowie's reflection in the glass with a cigarette in his mouth. And on stage was Freddie Mercury
Oh my
and
God.
Queen
Oh, fantastic.
in the middle of their set. And you know, you probably saw
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody
Yes.
recently. So in that they recreated with CGI flying into Wembley Stadium over the crowd with Queen on
Wow.
stage. But that was actually our view,
Wow.
except my point of view had David Bowie in the foreground bitching about the
That's
helicopter.
so great.
So
Great
some are also on
story.
YouTube, but I've never released that because of like copyright issues and stuff. But some are on there. I used to do it live as like I would play this sort of cover version of Heroes, and I projected my old brownie photos behind me on the screen,
Wow.
and some are on YouTube. There's
Wow.
a clip of that as well.
Wow,
Wow.
I'm gonna look for that.
But you know,
That's awesome.
interestingly enough, now I have students now who are like 18, 19, 20 years old, and they really don't give a flying fuck, you know, that I played with Bowie or that I had a hit single or whatever. But one of them said to me a while ago, how did you end up in that movie Rockula? I love that movie.
Let's find out. You got into
I flippantly replied, well, I think it was on the back of my fabulous performance in Howard the Duck. Which I thought he was funny. And he said, oh man, you were in that one too? That was awesome.
Oh my God.
Okay, and now you're a superstar with the kids.
I mean, more than one cult
That's
movie to
outstanding.
your name. Yeah, that's all it takes, right?
How did you
Listen,
get in Rockula?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Nancye. It was Nancye Lara Hanch, I think. Right? Do you remember it, Thomas?
That name does not ring a bell. No, was that who introduced us, Luca?
No, that was the casting director.
No, I mean, most of the 80s are a blur to me, quite frankly. But I have very few memories, actually, I'm afraid to say, of Rockula. I mean, I do remember the ham bone scene. I do remember Stanley's death part. I don't remember what Nancye, you and I did in any Monsters car.
Nancye's husband.
No.
Nancye's husband was he was English, and he knew
Oh,
someone.
Joe?
Yeah, Joe. Joe had a friend who was a friend
It
of
came
yours.
through Mark.
of Thomas's.
Came through Mark.
Nancye's
No,
son-
not my husband, Mark Mothersbaugh. He's
No,
talking about
no,
another
the Nancye
Oh,
casting.
okay, the other Nancy.
She was in-house casting at Canon, and her husband worked at Canon, and he was English, and he knew someone who knew someone who knew Thomas, and so we were able to get somehow we got the script to Thomas.
Well, we're
through that
all
channel.
Fortuitous
related, old chap.
happenstance.
You know.
Yes.
Anyway, that's how it happened.
And
was
then,
just-
and then my
it
only
was
other
like-
memory, quite frankly, I do remember the cast party with Bo Diddley barbecuing, and my band and my drummer was sick for some reason or couldn't play. But my other memory was the scene that is now lost in the sands of time, I'm afraid, which was the last thing that we shot, which was the Tom Lehrer song.
Oh, I hold your hand in
Yes.
mine.
Yes.
Yeah, and the only, as I understand it, the only print in existence of that, I at some point I had it in a storage unit somewhere, and it may still be in the bottom of some flight case, but I had a good look around for it, and I had my son look for it in England as well, and we couldn't find it because it would have been great to have had it for
Yeah,
today.
thank you for looking. Keep looking. Yeah, because that's going to
Yeah.
end up on the 40th anniversary.
But I mean, you know, but the trade-off was, and first of all, I remember making the phone call to Tom Lehrer to ask him if we could use his song, and he was like, yes, of course, right? And so, as you know, I mean, Tom Lehrer, I think you was it you, Thomas? I mean, somebody posted that Tom Lehrer has put all of his work in the public
I
domain
didn't know that.
recently.
That is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. If you go to tomlehrersongs.com, he's put everything in the public domain up until 2024 is when the website goes down.
Wow.
But anyway, so we made a deal with Thomas so that we could use Budapest by Blimp,
That's right.
which is such a lovely song.
Beautiful
and so we
song.
handed all the footage for I Hold Your Hand in Mine as that's how we made the
Luca,
deal.
remind me why it didn't make it into the movie. I mean, there's just no time to process it.
It was no, I don't. It was one of those things where it just there was a bunch of stuff that got cut out of the movie. When Ralph gets put on trial by a jury of his peers, there was the jury of his peers scene where he gets put on trial by, and you were there. You had there's
a picture of it on the back of the laser disc. Yeah.
And it's Frankenstein and
I think Chris Pierce, one of the Canon monkeys, it was a running time issue. They were saying Rockula's running too long. You know, what the fuck do those monkeys know? But so yeah, I remember Luca having to trim out stuff, and one of the things that drove me out of my fucking mind was they pulled out the scene with the music box that then explained the music box at the graveyard scene, right? And to me that was like, oh, that doesn't work. But I think they wanted you wanted you at a whatever.
Yeah.
Remember the
I believe in short movies, but I think this movie another 10 minutes because some of that stuff was so great.
Have that footage somewhere?
Thomas has it somewhere in a box in England. Yes.
but as Jefery can tell you, Canon didn't know what we were doing. They pretty much left us alone. And I remember, Jefery, when we screened it for Yoram and Menachem, and Menachem was our champion, but Yoram hated us. Yeah. And when they split up, when Canon split up,
Menachem got the movie. He thought it was.
Yeah, Menachem got the movie.
It was really funny.
Yeah. Remember, I mean, when Bat Dork showed up, I remember Menachem was just busted out laughing.
Yeah. And that's one of the funniest scenes ever.
Can you, Luca and Jefery, can you fill us in on why the headstone says band on it?
Yeah.
Because this was a backhanded homage to Charlie Band, who Jefery and I had done Ghoulies for, and Charlie ripped us off, right? And so I put his name on a headstone.
R.I.P. CB. Yep.
Okay, well done.
Can I share? I'm going to share a couple pictures. So, like, I do these has-been autograph conventions, and these people show up.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah, Guitar Hero.
Wait, that looks like Richard E. Grant.
Could have been.
Dear Closet Rockula.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, he's great.
You can thank Pamela for that one. Yeah, the K in the middle.
Okay, Dean, I want to be back.
Anywhere. I don't understand, Dean. Like, there's screenings and there's things, and nobody invites me anywhere.
I know. I want to go too, Tawny. I want to go.
Yeah. I heard there was like a screening in Hollywood like a couple of years ago. I'm like, hi.
Yeah, I want to go to the has-been autograph sign. and see the crazy
Yeah.
fans. I love that stuff. Well, now,
Or at least
okay, so
screenings, you know? I'd like to come see it on the big screen again, because I remember seeing it on the big screen the first time. And I just remember just being horrified. I don't know, just being so big on the big, you know. This was all new to me. So that was, and I remember Tony Basil, she really went out into the lobby. I think she was, you know, having her own, you know, narcissistic thing about it. I was having my own thing too. But I'd like to see it on the big screen, you know, because we can see it. It's on YouTube. I know that.
I know, and I think Jeff and Alex and Autumn and I and maybe we can tap Scarlett in from Paris. We need to do the unplugged United States of Being.
I was going to ask.
Yes,
I was
love
going to
that
ask
song.
who actually wrote that.
Jefery,
Yeah,
did
that's
you write
Jeff's
that?
song.
Jeff wrote that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's.
I would say
I
that's
had
the catchiest
random
song in the movie.
My life.
I actually recorded that song in for Electra Asylum before Rockula in the early 80s. And the Heaven 17 guys, Martin Ware and Greg Walsh, the guys who were a band called Heaven 17.
I remember them.
Who had produced. They did Terence Trent to Arby's. They had just done Terence Trent to Arby's debut record. They produced the Electra record, but it was released as a single in Europe, and it bombed. And they didn't execute my contract, which would have been for a full album. So I just had a single, and then I came home.
And then I came home.
I have so much homework
out,
to
but I
do
want-
now, finding this
I wanted to
obscure
say
stuff.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Okay.
Love you,
Bye,
Aunt. Bye, Alex.
Bye,
I
Alex.
love you. You're my forever niece.
You need me, so call me sometime.
Bye,
Bye,
Alex.
my darling girl.
Yeah, I want to thank all of you for showing up. This has been like a dream come true for the fans. And yeah, I just can't thank you enough. You know, just having you here reminiscing about how, you know, fun it was to make the movie that we've had so much fun watching has been amazing. So thank you all so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and love to all of you. Love to all of you. And it was a very special moment in my life, and I know in Jefery's life. So, and really great that we're actually here, and it's really, really amazing.
I love you all as well. I love you so much. And yeah, and Luca, I'm missing the sunglasses. So missing the sunglasses.
And I just want to say thank you, because I didn't know if I'd ever be alive to even see my life where it is today, and just to have the opportunity to have that moment with all of you was a gift and a blessing. So thank you for that opportunity.
We need to make the Rockula sequel.
Amen.
And I think basically just so that everybody sort of gets on the same track, in order to think about what the Rockula sequel is, I would suggest that we all watch Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. and I think that'll give us a clue.
You need to talk to
The great
Dean
thing about
Cameron,
Rockula,
because
the great
we
thing
can't
about
do it without Dean. Like,
great thing
Dean, you know, what do you think about that?
the great thing about a Rockula sequel is that Dean and assuming Tony is still around.
Very much so.
Vampires, they could just play themselves.
Yeah, except she looks the same. She looks exactly.
It's a little ridiculous. That dancing keeps you
exactly the same. So
yeah.
The Scotch.
The tape on this, the Scotch tape on the eyes and on the mouth in the morning.
It works.
I think the biggest change you're going to see are the visiting kids now that
I
we're all
don't know.
adults.
So I just want to do a little.
The visiting grown-ups, yeah.
Is it okay, Autumn? Is it okay if I
Change the name.
mention about what's going on?
Yeah.
A little
Sure,
bit.
go ahead. You can.
Okay, so I just want to ask everybody, because I don't know if everyone knows as much Autumn's history, but when I first met her, she overcame cancer. She had it from 2 to 4 here. I'm going to cry now. But
Aw.
anyway, she has been a miracle girl her whole life. And she has another big surgery coming up next week. And if you can all hold her in the light and send prayers, because I know more miracles are coming.
Thank you
More
so much
miracles are
love,
coming.
Autumn.
Sorry, I didn't want to break
No,
down.
it's okay,
Thank you.
sweetheart. It's okay. Anyway, I want to say I'm so happy you're here, and you've been magic in my whole life, and I'm glad that we get this time together with everyone.
Absolutely.
So now Autumn and I are crying.
Absolutely.
Mike,
Thank you guys. That was
Mike,
beautiful.
thank you so much for putting this together. It was really super fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mike.
Would
Thank
it be
you all for showing up. You guys
appropriate?
are amazing.
Would it be appropriate?
Yes.
Would it be appropriate for me to wrap up the proceedings
so,
with
Thomas,
an
yeah.
impromptu rendition if I hold your hand in mine?
Oh my
Of course,
God.
yay.
Yes.
Sure, if I can angle the camera.
Love you guys. Thanks.
I think the last time I sang this was actually on the set of Rockula, so I hold your hand in mine, dear. I press it to my lips. I take a healthy bite from your dainty fingertips. My joy would be complete, dear, if you were only here. Instead, I keep your hand as a precious souvenir. I cut it off. I really don't know why. Now every time I kiss it, I get bloodstains on my tie. I'm sorry now I killed you, for our love was something fine. Until they come to get me, I will hold your hand in mine.
Brilliant.
That was so
Yes.
great, Thomas.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, what a perfect ending.
So much.
You guys, thank
Perfect
you all
ending.
so much. Thomas, that was amazing. Thank you everybody for showing up. This is going on YouTube somewhere, so look for it. All right. I love all of you.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for making Rockula.
Wait, Michael, you might need to do a few edits in there.
Yeah, there'll be a couple.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
good.
right.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween, all of you. Happy Halloween. I love you all.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
Bye.